Just we'll have to grab this when we can.
Is there any word on that?
I haven't heard.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I am Glenn.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Somebody wants to see. We've got HSOJO. No, I can't pronounce that. Someone on Twitter says, "Go." In other news, I'd like to see Ant if it's doing well this weekend. Also, I support M12 Candelabra. So we got some support on that idea.
There we go.
Zack,
There
Strait,
is,
and Gerry
Zack,
Thompson.
Gerry excited, clearly, to be in a future match because, you know,
He might be a little nervous. He's never been in one of these before.
not before, like, you know, except for a couple rounds ago, and then a lot of times before that.
I don't remember seeing him. Is he a good player?
I think so. I mean, he's. Some people know him.
Okay. I mean, I saw somebody talking to him earlier, so he obviously has friends.
Right on. All right, we got some more, more support from B. Gardner Durbin. He says Candelabra wouldn't even be broken in Standard today. Seems like a safe reprint.
There we go.
He's probably right. There aren't really any lands that are tapping for more than 1 mana. It's just basically a situation where it would be very easy to play it in a lot easier to play it in Legacy.
Because the runner wants to come this way.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Candelabra and a Candelabra. We have a high tide mirror match here, everybody.
It looks like a high tide mirror.
Here we go.
Wow. Yeah, it is on the reserve list, but we can just, again, yes, as suggested, make the Candelabra a snow artifact, and then we're all good.
There we go. Good prediction from Noyan. He predicts that the high tide deck will win.
So,
Seems accurate.
All right, so here we go.
Had a bunch
This is
of-
just a back and forth Candelabra, Scalding Tarns, Islands.
lot of
Preordain,
Lando
yeah,
and a
a
little
Ponder
bit
and a Preordain. Basically, that's the only difference we've seen so far.
A little bit of setup of draws here. I guess that was Zach's leg shaking because his hand was shaking real bad right there for a second, but I don't think he appears to be steady otherwise. We've got a Cunning Wish from Gerry. And here we go, starting the...
Starting off right, Cunning Wish. And
Let's it
see what
resolve. I
happens.
guess he's going to worry about countering whatever spell comes out.
What is Gerry looking for here?
Probably I would think like Pact and Negation, yeah. I was going to say something to protect his combo.
Yep.
Because they are definitely going to be countering back and forth.
We're getting somebody here now.
Okay.
Not that big.
All right, so terrific land here.
It looks like you know, Gerry's ready to go off, and
Yeah.
Also looks like
looking to
he's
win
got the
this comp.
protection as well, so high
Yeah.
tide resolves.
Second high tide resolves.
High tide, candelabra.
Candelabra will untap.
All
He
four
should
islands.
have 2 floating still.
Sounds right. And there's a meditate. It says, skip the next. I'm going to skip the next turn that I'll never get to because you'll never get an additional turn here.
Good for right there. Jerry's gonna play the mind over matter. Ooh. That's the first time I think I've seen the mind over matter come down in one of these matches. A couple that I've watched on coverage. I might have seen it in one game with Alex. Is that correct?
I don't remember specifically. In fact, since the GG's Live archives didn't go up until late in the week, I wasn't, I think on Thursday maybe,
Oh, okay.
I was not able to watch the coverage because I missed the top 8
I see.
last weekend when it was on live.
Right. I was at game day. I got home in time to to catch at least that match.
Yeah, I really wanted to watch it, but I just didn't have an opportunity.
We were watching quite a bit of it. Me and Travis were watching some of it.
So there's a brainstorm from Gerry.
Gerry sees Blue Suns. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's got a lot of mana. He might just be able to deck
I
him.
was gonna say, doesn't he could even he's already played 4, 5, 6 spells this time.
Yep.
That's
Turnabout comes down.
Run a blue system cast.
what you did.
Third turnabout.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like brain freeze seems like
No, he's,
cunning wish for brain freeze seems.
well, he
like.
is just adding mana.
Right. I mean, he could just do Blue Sun Zenith. It seems like he's got that in his hand. It's just
Not to mention the mind over matter to untap the candelabra multiple times. He needs to make sure he has enough counter magic to, if he goes that route, he needs to make sure he has enough counters to stop the, to let the Blue Sun
to
resolve.
protect his win there. Yeah. So there is Blue Sun Zenith.
Zack's got Hunting Wish.
Mm-hmm. 18 in this pool. Is that what we're getting?
Okay, so he's gonna draw.
18 cards. Yeah, it seems like he leaves himself open to the possibility of a brain freeze of his own, but Gerry's just going to protect himself. So there's a pact of negation. If Gerry can win off of it, it's free. So there's a force back at the pact of negation, removing a time spiral.
Force of his own, removing an intuition. Meditate in response. And Zack's Islands add a ton of mana too, so
That's true.
he's got a lot to play with here. They see the. There's Force right off the top. Force, Cunning Wish. Meditate. Oh, Lord.
There's another force, so we got a force on a pact, and then a force on the force, and then a force on that force. We've got 3 forces in a pact on the stack. And a Cunning Wish.
And a Cunning Wish. This is all over the Cunning Wish.
Yeah.
All right, EDH
Jerry
number 9.
attempting his own
EDH
Cunning
number
Wish.
9, come to the judges stand. EDH
And Zack
9.
with a Cunning Wish. That may be, that should be it. Actually, Zack should be able to take that one. And, oh. Yeah, why did he get... Hold on a second. We don't have Zack's deck list here, so... I was looking at the deck list from last round. Don't have.
He has another mana. He has another Cunning Wish and another and mana to cast it.
Right.
Okay. Gerry scoops him up. That might be one of the craziest counter wars I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Noyan points out he thinks in the mirror the player who tries to go off first might lose. And in that case, I think that's pretty much what happened. Yeah, I think the spotter just said, "Who won?" And Zack's like, "I did." Like, I don't know what just happened. I just saw a bunch of blue mana floating around, and that was it. I'm tagging out here.
Do your thing.
All right, be right back. I'm just going right out to the hallway, and I'll bring the pizza back.
All right. What's up?
What's up, man?
Not too much. So we're joined by Googs. That's the only thing I know you by.
Yeah, my name's actually Matt, but that's good enough. So last I saw, there was about 57 spells on the stack there.
There was.
I didn't see how it all resolved.
Gerry tried to go off, and then there was a huge counter war over a Cunning Wish that ended with Gerry, or over a Blue Sun Zenith, actually. Started over the Blue Sun Zenith and kind of snowballed from there.
It looked pretty bad. Was triple meditate on the stack there? Double.
Well, there was triple meditate. Zack cast meditate and actually had 2 more in his hand.
That's gross.
He drew 2 off the meditate. So Gerry lost that counter war, and we're going to game 2.
I got you. Do you have deck list in? Sweet.
Wait, these are last round's deck lists.
No, that looks like an awful weird high tide deck.
Yeah, that's a really weird high tide deck. That one runs Wormcoil Engine. I've never heard of that.
That's new tech.
Although as soon as I saw high tide a couple weeks ago, I guess it was from the coverage from Indy, perhaps.
Sure.
I was like, man, I want to run Emrakul in that.
Yeah.
It's like exactly the first thing I thought. I was like, man, I want to play that deck, but I want to play the Emrakul.
Well, this seems like a really intricate kind of mirror match.
Yeah.
So.
Seems like Emrakul could really maybe break the mirror, right?
It seems that way. I mean, if you can get to 15, it's just not
Which
that hard.
you usually can with these decks.
Yeah, for sure.
Since we don't have deck lists, we don't know
Attention
if either
Magic
one of
players,
them
standard winner box
have
number
the
4.
nerve to give that a
Standard winner
try.
box number 4 to the event stage, please, where Judge Topher is going to get you kicked off. Again, standard winner box number 4.
Someone just said, I'm not really sure what I just watched. My brain explode.
Yeah, I can understand that. Even just walking by.
It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, our buddy Noyan said he thinks that in the mirror the player who tries to go off first might lose.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
We were talking about this and thought the next evolution of the deck might be to play reset. So when your opponent tries to go off, you can just reset them. And
right.
go nuts. How these grips look.
Island 2 Merchant Scroll, Blue Suns, Force of Will for Zack. These guys are going to play fairly quickly here.
Yeah, it looks that
It's
way.
a lot of land go to begin.
Yep.
Gerry just saw 2 Merchant Scrolls and
Yep.
an island.
Keeps it.
He wants that Merchant Scroll.
Yeah. My guess would be that he just wants islands more than anything else, right?
You would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very thirsty deck, as I was saying
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, absolutely. Just if you can win the mana war. Kraken fetch lands. How do you feel about those islands? Those whiteboard islands? Feel good about
I
those?
love them. Are they foreign language?
I can't tell.
I personally am a strong advocate of the revised or unlimited basics.
It's actually funny. Ken Adams used to use Salvat forests. They're whiteboard and they look just terrible.
Yeah.
You know, he loves that kind of stuff. So.
I loved, I used to play, I played Elves for a little while at F&M and stuff, and my favorite play in the world, my favorite play I think ever in Magic is turn 1, revised or unlimited forest, revised Llanowar Elf. Like, just
preferably proxied on.
Feels like I'm young again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got a ponder here from Gerry.
Spiral.
After merchant scrolling.
2 islands and a spiral.
Says no, sir.
No.
I don't like it.
Negative. We drew a turnabout.
Turnabout in his hand, yeah. No. Zack's turn to merchant scroll.
Mm-hmm. Man, I would have to play test this matchup infinitely to even know what to fight over, you know?
Yeah.
Does this play a remand? I know the old Brain Freeze decks used to play a remand.
I haven't seen one. And again, we don't have the list. So
Sure.
I know Gerry doesn't have any
Yeah.
because we had him earlier in feature match. So we didn't see any from Gerry, but it's possible Zack does. Although we haven't seen any variants here between the two lists so far.
Islands and Merchant Scrolls. Not a bad place to start.
Last game, both players started with a candelabra, so.
Yeah, there you go. Super monolith. Packed.
Preordain here.
Packed fetch land.
Seems like you almost always take the pact.
I would guess. It seems very important. Yep. We did keep it.
There's mind over matter.
This reminds me of the old Urza Saga days. Of course, you had Academy then. Slightly less fair.
Yeah. Setting up, craft in their hands.
Yeah.
One of them's got to go for it at some point.
It makes me think that maybe the draw is where you want to be in this matchup.
That's what some people are saying on Twitter too. Is that you play first, you lose.
Yeah. Well, it's like the old 5-color mirrors. You played Cruel Ultimatum first, you always died. Well, here we go. Activity.
We see a candelabra there from Zack.
Mm-hmm. Candelabra scroll.
Maybe looking for something that he doesn't want to keep to force with.
Lets him have it. I guess he meditates when he just doesn't have a drop, doesn't have a land drop.
Yeah.
It seems right.
Yeah. Looks like he's not finding the lands. He does have the candelabra though.
Yep.
Let's see if it sticks.
Yeah. My guess would be you just, I don't know. I might even let him have
Attention
it.
Magic players,
Yeah.
we have a winner for draft open number 1.
Can't really
Congratulations to Felix Adam for winning the draft open.
So Felix Adam won the first draft open. There are 2 today, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
As far as I know, yeah.
Felix Adam won the first of the day. We'll see who wins the second. Congratulations.
This is actually a really interesting matchup to watch.
It is.
I didn't think that it would be. It seems kind of,
I thought it would
very
be
slow, meticulous, but
Yeah, but
there's a lot of jockeying for position going on there too.
It really is. Once one player tries to go off, it just gets crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I ever doubted the Merfolk for a minute.
How many games have we lost today?
How many games have I lost today? 0.
0? That's
I lost 1 game today.
That was fun.
My opponent was at 1 life when I lost.
Play
That
tighter.
takes ultimately.
Play tighter.
What?
Play tighter.
So Alex Bertoncini is officially 6-0 now.
I think so.
Defeating Edgar Flores.
That'll
after
probably
a
be
war
good
of
enough.
words between the two.
In Spanish, mostly.
This is mostly in Spanish.
He's a good guy. He's going to win next round, I think.
Yeah.
He's on a roll.
Yeah, he's really on a roll. Yeah.
Pulling a Bertuccini, isn't he?
Gerry's discarded at this point.
Yeah. I guess as the mirror becomes more prevalent, I mean, you'd have to come up with something for this kind of situation
Right.
where you're both just playing, draw, go. I know in Vintage, I've seen from time to time they just board extra lands for matchups like this. Where,
Again, it seems like Emrakul wouldn't be a bad mirror breaker.
yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
So Merchant Scrolls of
For
Brainstorm.
brainstorm. It's interesting. I guess when you have a fetch land, it's Merchant Scroll for Ancestral.
Pretty much.
Yo. Here we go, making land drops. Yeah, that seems to be the most important thing. It's like no cracks, no anything. Just land go, land go.
So there's Zack's land.
Yep. And a ponder to potentially find another one.
Yeah, he's got like 3 fresh looks.
Mm-hmm. Not to be discounted.
Someone posted that Kiki Jiki is the best mirror breaker in all matchups. Oh, that's a good point. If you Emrakul after meditating, you don't get the extra turn.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Someone suggested stasis.
Stasis. It's a rough one. 4 Aether Vial, 4 Core Helm Commander. Cool draw spells, dude. Do we know what else is at the top tables now?
We know that Alex just
Right,
won.
Merfolk, yeah.
I don't know exactly what other matchups are going on. Last round, they drew, so
Right.
so they were both XO1.
Sure. I would imagine, High Tide's quite a reasonable matchup for Merfolk. An aggro control deck versus combo decks, they usually shred those decks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the case with this one in particular, but
I believe Gerry's actually X1 right now. Didn't he lose in our feature match earlier? I think.
I'm not sure. I've been buying Magic cards all day,
Fair enough.
so
Gavin says it's time to break out the Dan-Dans.
yeah, that's actually not bad. Yeah,
Yeah?
as frightening as it sounds. Yeah. Turbostasis v Turbostasis. Not turbo anything.
Yeah, right?
That's fine though. Like,
Yeah.
this is actually
No,
for
this
me.
is-
For me as a player, it's actually really interesting to watch this match.
No, I like it. I like this deck a lot.
Yeah.
The availability and cost restriction of the Candelabra wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like I would,
Worth
maybe
worth
work
playing,
on it, but
yeah.
I think I'm closer to building Team America or Merfolk anyway.
Sure,
so I'm going to
sure.
build one of those. Or both of those, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. We got to
Goes for
meditate from Gerry.
EOT meditate. My guess is eventually someone goes for like a to borrow a turn of phrase, an 8 versus 7 situation where after you draw, you have 8 cards, and then you start fighting over spells just because you have the extra card.
Yeah.
So,
Doesn't seem like an awful plan.
yeah, I'm actually interested in like the counter suite of these decks, especially after sideboard. I see Force of Will and I see Pact. I don't know if they play. I mean, Spell Pierce doesn't seem like the best thing in the world. But
Don't believe so.
yeah, I wouldn't guess so. But if it's just 4 and 4, I mean,
They have so many ways to search them up, though. You know?
correct. Yeah. I mean, I guess now we're just going for it after the meditate. Is similar situation.
Yeah.
You're cracking fetch lines now. You have extra mana and you're up a ton of cards. So,
Yeah. See if you can just
so now we try and bash something through.
out-card him.
Yep. Yep, here we go. Turnabout. Your lands, I would imagine. Actually,
nice group of forces there, so
yeah,
he has some.
they both had a ton of time to sculpt that hand,
yeah,
so
sure did.
we're going to see another large one. Another large stack, I think.
Yes, we are.
Turnabout your lands is good.
Okay, actually tapped his lands
Yep.
down. Okay.
Turnabout you, naming land. You turn about his lands?
Well, he turned about.
Oh, and he just tapped
Then
those
he
lands?
loaded his mana,
Huh?
and then Gerry picked our lands.
Tapped his candelabra. It's a nice play.
Wow.
Yeah, candelabra's a little bit off screen. That's sick.
All right. Constantly.
Yeah, of course. Never
Telling you,
fails.
my friend Noyan lives under a bridge.
Yeah.
Billy goats cross it every day. He tries to lure them down under the bridge.
Yeah, actually I have a silly story about that too. Ken Adams built his EDH deck finally. His
Okay.
general was Thrun the Last Troll. There's definitely a winter orb in that deck, among other griefer hits. Hurricane everyone.
Jerry ponders. Jerry goes one on bottom, one on top. Brainstorm.
Brainstorm, yep.
We've got one high tide active, I think.
Yeah, it
Okay.
certainly appears
Yep.
so.
It's going to merge the scroll possibly for another one. Perhaps.
Spiral.
Turnabout,
Turnabout,
okay.
yeah, sure.
That'll do well also.
Yeah, just the sheer mass of extremely powerful cards in this deck.
Yep.
Someone commented that they love Winter Orb.
That's Noyan again, of course.
Yeah, might be, you know, when you have it in play, it's sweet, I guess. As long as you're the guy with it. Build your deck around it.
Here comes Blue Sun Zenith.
We go for draw cards.
Yep.
11
For 11. So attempted Blue Suns for 11. Okay, so here comes the counter
Yeah,
war.
let's fight.
Force of Will ditching a, looks like a meditate. I'm going to pact that.
Sand is force. Blue card, blue card.
Force taking out a Cunning Wish.
Second pact. We have
Two forces in Gerry's hand.
triple counter now.
Oh, yeah.
Force, 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 spiral, and another pact negation. Yep.
He lets the first pact get counted. That's very smart. And then packs the pact.
Targeting, yeah. Targeting Blue Sun Zenith. Force pitching spiral, pitching force.
Yeah, force pitching force.
Zenith resolves. Good game. We have nothing floating but 6 potential. Not looking too good.
Nope.
That's a lot of cards.
Yeah, that's the last
That's a lot
thing
of
Zack
cards.
needs to see is Gerry drawing 11
Yeah,
cards.
come on. Guess I'll cast High Tide, yeah, Candelabra, yeah.
Another Candelabra.
Untap 4 lands, 5 lands, yeah.
Just gonna ponder.
Sees Candelabra and 2, it looks like. Candelabra, sack land, island.
Yep.
Yep. Zack has already F6'd his turn.
And the second ponder happens. There's a high
High
tide.
Tide. Yeah.
Gets a cunning wish.
Cunning Wish, yeah.
Try just a cunning wish for brain freeze maybe and just go for it.
I would guess. It's all over but the Crine, I think, at this point. Yep. There you go.
There we go. That was game 2. I'm gonna tag Joey in here for game 3 and go catch me some dinner.
All right, man. Enjoy.
Not catch it. I'm not fishing. It's just dominoes.
What's up, sir? Not too bad. How are you?
Pretty good. All right, so Goobs.
Yeah.
Okay, just I never actually met you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Here in these interesting circumstances, the
Yeah.
high tide mirror match in this SCG Live.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting match for me personally to get thrown into. I saw it as I was walking by the first time. It's like, okay, well, there's a meditate, 4 counters on the stack. I was like, oh, geez, I hope I don't get this one. Where's Zoo when you need it?
Right. Yeah,
It's turned out to be a really good matchup. So.
No, I barely caught the end of that and kind of just, I missed it. So, like, kind of recap that game. Obviously, Zack took game 1 after Gerry tried to go off.
Yeah, this past game, they're both building up mana for, X number of turns.
Right.
And Gerry goes for a meditate on Zack's end step, lets him have it, and he turnabouts. He casts turnabout, right?
Okay.
Zack has Candelabra in play and islands, taps all his islands and floats it.
Okay.
And Gerry says, okay, so does turnabout resolve?
Right.
And he names Artifact, tapping his Candelabra. So
Okay.
he's tapped out. He meditates, and now he has enough for High Tide plus Triple Force plus Double Pact and a Zenith. So he has enough to protect all of his spells, and goes for Zenith for 11, which eventually resolves and leads to very, very bad things.
Okay.
Including Cunning Wish for the scoop.
Right, yeah.
So it's interesting the way the game develops strategically from that standpoint. So you just, it seems to me the match is all about just mana development. And then at some point someone goes for meditate on their insta. And if it sticks, it's real bad for the other player.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It's funny, it's basically, draw go for a long time and until somebody's confident enough in what they've got to see if it's going to work. And I think Gerry mistakenly, I guess he was confident in what he had, but just didn't know exactly how much Zack was holding to keep Gerry from going off. And that's how Gerry managed to lose game 1.
Yeah, it's a very interesting match to me to see the strategic development of the games.
Right, I think there's a lot of intricacies that aren't in so many other matches. I think that's always the way it works with mirror matches.
I agree.
The intricacies kind of really are. That's what the game is all about. The match is all about. Just the little differences or the little decisions.
Yeah, and you can see, especially if as a player like Gerry or Zack, if you're playing against an inferior player, your mirror matches are significantly easier.
Right, exactly.
You see it all the time with players like Alex too. Like, I think he's lost a total of 1 Merfolk mirror match or something
Right.
silly like this. So
That sounds about right.
well, we're off.
Yeah, Zack leading off with a ponder.
Candelabra Island Time Spiral or Sackland Time Spiral.
Yeah, I think I missed that. So
Island Preordain.
Gerry the preordained. Yeah. This seems about the way Game 1 started, I think, where it was just like Island, Scalding Tarn, Preordain's, Ponders, like back and forth. They're both playing the same lands, and just one had Preordained, one had Ponder.
Yeah, absolutely. And it reminds me a little bit of the old Psychotog mirrors too, where you don't go for anything until you're sure it's going to stick.
Yeah.
You only have so many ways to kill them, you know. So. Candelabra, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candelabra is basically a gigantic Sol Ring in this matchup.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what that sounds about. It's a pretty accurate description.
It seems to me the key cards are Force of Will, obviously, Pact, obviously, and then Meditate.
Yeah, Meditate seems
Just
huge.
just to get ahead on cards.
Right. And there's a Pact. Zack just grabbed off the top of his deck. He does have Force and Pact in his hand.
Yep.
Gerry has.
I'm sure.
Ponder.
I'm pretty sure we're keeping that one.
It looks like
Triple
what-
land.
Yeah, land, Scalding Tarn.
Yep.
Land.
That's what we want.
Island. Yeah. He's got a handful of spells there.
Yep.
Getting at least a brainstorm, and couldn't quite see what else. We've got Force Pact. Is that?
I see Force
Time
Pact,
Spiral?
Brainstorm, Scalding Tarn.
Oh, you're looking at Gerry's hand.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
looking at Zack's hand.
Yeah, I see Mind Over Matter. Is that correct?
No, I think that may be in there. Yeah.
Meditate, Force Pact,
That's what it was. It was
Island.
Force Pact, Island, Mind Over Matter, and Meditate.
I'm curious if Gerry boarded out his Mind Over Matters for the matchup, just because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
And it doesn't actually get you very far ahead. Like, you can generate a ton of mana, but to get to that point, you need so many other contingent cards.
Right.
If you're not drawing cards or countering spells, it seems like it's probably not worth it in the mirror.
Yeah, I agree. I think it seems like a card with maybe little upside in this particular match. But Zack obviously disagrees.
Yeah, and obviously for me,
we could
it's
be-
been a long time since I played with high tech. You know what I mean? So.
So Zack goes for the Meditate, and Gerry goes for the Brainstorm.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I would have to play tons and tons of mirror matches to know if Meditate's the card to fight. But
Right.
it seems to me that it might be.
Yeah, so Gerry. I mean, Gerry certainly looks like he's trying to fight it. Oh no.
Yeah, no,
that's resolved, so
let's it go.
We saw Island, Flooded Strand, Blue Sun, Zenith, and something else. Another Meditate, maybe?
Yeah.
So many islands.
Draft Open Champ.
Thank you so much.
I can't even imagine what thought processes are going on here, but
Yeah.
it seems like a tough situation.
Gerry now looks like, yeah.
Go for
there's a
Cunning Wish. Yeah. Yeah, let's
How
see.
steep
let's see
is
what we got.
that, on a meditate, how steep is that drawback when you're skipping your next turn?
Yeah, and it seems to me that, again, if you're just trying to make land drops, if you just meditate when you don't have drops, it's not so bad.
Right.
You're pretty much wasting your turn anyway if
Yeah,
you're,
you're
if you're
not
just
doing
draw
much,
go
right.
at that point anyway. So,
Also, obviously, if you're able to use it the turn you go off, it's just like the drawback on pack
right,
negation.
yeah, it's
It's
nothing.
irrelevant.
Yeah. They're dead by the time you need to worry about it.
But clearly, Zack, used to meditate, giving Gerry a couple turns in a row.
Yep. We'll see what we can do if Jerry's going to try and force something through on this turn.
Right.
It looks like he might.
So it looks like Cunning Wish for Pact of Negation is what Gerry went for on his first turn, and now Gerry actually
we have
having
Spiral
a
now?
second turn due to Zack's meditate. He does have Time
Tide.
Spiral. There's High Tide, which I believe is on the stack still right
Let's
now.
see. So Zack has at least 2 packs and a force.
Yeah, was it 2 packs? Yeah.
It looks like
wait.
2 packs,
Or is that
force.
Blue Sun Zenith? I think that's Blue Sun
Blue
Zenith.
Sun Zenith.
Yeah.
That's even worse
So
then, yeah.
It's Force Pact, Blue Suns, Meditate, Island, Flooded Strand, Mind Over Matter, and something that the last card, I'm not sure what it is.
Looks like perhaps another meditate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking it may be.
But that's an awful lot of blanks for someone cracking fetch lands in this situation, I think. Adds 4.
Yep, and
Meditate.
meditative zones. You still
Yep.
have one floating there.
Just lets him have it. Let's see. Island, Preordain, Brainstorm. And we have 1 floating.
Yeah. Not sure what he just played, but Brainstorm. Okay.
Brainstorm, yeah.
So that was the 1 floating there.
Drew Candelabra.
Did he?
Yep.
Okay, good. I was thinking like he doesn't have Candelabra here, so that's
Yeah.
something that he's possibly digging for.
Oh, there's a ton of cards in that mid. Man,
There's a polluted Delta.
Crackland, yeah.
Alright, so getting another island.
Yep. Yeah, I can tell you, if I had just started playing Magic and was watching this game, I would think it was the most boring thing in the world,
Right.
But now
the
it's,
intricacies here is actually, like we're
it's
saying,
very interesting, yeah.
It's very interesting, right? So
Now we have
he's got,
six lands untapped
Yeah,
after
he
this.
had 1 floating and then
That's
tapped
everything.
3, so that was 7. So he was able to untap all 7 lands.
My feeling is that Zack is in pretty deep trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Zack hasn't tried to fight
Any of
yet.
this, yeah.
I mean, we know he has a Force and a Pact.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at some point you try and fight over the Zenith, but at that
Right.
point it might be too late. Looks like we're meditating again now.
I mean, he's got 4 in his pool and a Meditate on the top of his hand.
Yep,
There it is.
there we go. Yeah, and another meditate and a
another-
force.
yeah.
I think we're too far gone at this point. Unless we have super technology,
Right.
which is entirely possible.
So a second Candelabra comes
Oh,
into
boy.
play, and whew,
Desire for
untap
90.
everything. Another Meditate.
Yep.
He's like,
Yeah.
if I don't win this turn, Zack, you have several turns to.
Yeah, I believe that was a glance at the clock.
Yeah.
Please.
Get me out of here. 'Cause that's the 3rd Meditate this turn, so Zack has 4 turns to take after this, which he can feel free to take while Gerry picks up his cards
Yeah,
and
yeah.
signs, takes the match slip over to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
to the judges' table. There's a preordain. He's really looking bad for
Yeah,
Zack
and we
again.
kept one.
We know he only has
That merchant scroll.
a pact and a force, but he does have the potential for a meditate.
Yeah.
of his own, and he's got 6 mana potentially because he's got islands that are affected by high tide as well.
Sure.
He may be able to do something about.
I'm trying to think of a combination of cards and Magic that could stop what's happening here.
Yeah, it's really not.
It's pretty
not much.
slim.
Trying to find the out for Zack is really.
It's rough. Yeah. Island is quite good, but I don't know. There's the Cunning Wish.
Now, I wonder if either of these guys have played a High Tide Mirror all day up until now.
I don't know, yeah, but it seems like Gerry has maybe figured out what needs to happen. It'd be interesting to talk to him about.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what cards he would fight.
There's another
High Tide. I mean, he can go for a turnabout here too, and just go completely nuts Zenith for his deck.
Yeah, here you go. If Zack had time stop, says Twitter.
Time stop, yeah. He still has to fight through probably quadruple force plus however many packs he has now too. So.
Yeah, Gerry has so many cards in his hand. I want to say he's got 15 cards in his hand easily.
Yeah.
Something in the neighborhood of 15 cards.
Yeah, and Zack is just looks like he's counting his library.
Yeah.
Last word. Yep, that's right. Forgot about last word. I guess you could be playing Mind Break Traps too.
Yeah, Mind Break Trap. There seem to be actually some answers. It's just we don't have the deck list here.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I'm speculating heavily on a lot of these cards.
We haven't seen deck lists for this match.
No.
But here's the ones from last match.
Yeah. Gerry goes for Pact, just for super insurance policy, and we're Cunning Wish. It finds pretty much any card.
Yeah,
I have 9 counters.
Yeah. Right. He's got 6 counter spells in his hand.
Yeah.
It's like, how many can you fight?
To meditate, yeah, whatever. Yeah, clearly a rather jokey meditate. But.
Like, draw 4 counter spells, and now we'll be even on counters.
Yeah, I assume we just fight it. Yep.
Zack, just you might as well just fight it for fun, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can win at this point. You might as well
battle,
just see what happens here. Although he does know Gerry has enough counters to just run him out.
Correct.
At this point, like.
Yep.
Even with.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, so.
Just fighting. Yeah, we're 1-for-1ing each other.
Right.
But Gerry has 12 cards, 3, 6, looks like 9 cards.
Yeah, 9 or 10.
Some number more than Zack.
So now we have Force of Will and then another pack.
EDH.
I have this one. Well, I have this one.
Number 10.
Okay, so
EDH 10.
Candelabra.
Meditate gets countered, and now he's going to Candelabra himself.
Yep. And Zenith. Go for Zenith.
You guys want to go here in the dark?
Oh, great.
Thank you very much. So we saw Gerry's list earlier, but I know he's very similar. His list is very similar to the one that won last week, and I don't think there's any surprises in Zack's list, but I guess that's why I want to check.
No, but I do like the rebuild for those. And that's the scoop. Yeah.
So
well,
Gerry
congratulations
Thompson,
to Gerry. Yeah.
Taking down the High Tide Mirror match, which is certainly a struggle.
Yeah. Not